place records about every 3, 4 years. We kind of keep it up, and it's something everybody enjoys. And as the cabin was built, we've added a lot of amenities to make it more relaxing. The books, we have a little library with some books, lots of games, board games. And that really is the crux of the cabin itself, how everybody gets together and reads, plays board games, and it's all about that environment, and it always has been. It's a social club, and that's really been the theme throughout the test of time. There's a couple other things that we want to talk about real quick. One of them in the technology world is the phone. And in one room of the phone, or one room, we have a current phone, which is pick it up, dial away, touch tone, life's great. However, it wasn't that long ago when we had an old crank style phone, and that is on display over on the other wall. In that crank phone, we actually had numbers here that you would call down to the pass, down to the ski area, and you could call another cabin. They had an actual switchboard operator. So it would be whatever the phone number was, whether it was 2 long cranks, 1 short, 2 long. Well, that was the cabin calling the area, and they would create, your tip and ring and create that connection, and then we'd be talking to the area. So technology, we've come a long ways. We now have a phone up here, of course, indoor plumbing and light, but the indoor plumbing didn't come until the mid-60s. And everybody was thankful of that, because until that point in time, everybody was using an outhouse, and all of our water was fed off a dam that was up above the cabin here, probably about 500 yards. And part of our work party was always go up and clean out the dam, and we get all the garbage and silt and everything that has the sediment, and we would dig out that dam, and that was our water for the entire year, which was fed off at some lakes up above. So that system has now been changed. We're now tied into the water system, still being fed from a local lake. However, that comes down and feeds the entire area, and now they actually have machines that are pumping that water up. So we always have pressure, we always have water, and we are tied into the sewer system now. So it all goes back in and goes down to a treatment center. So we have changed that, and that came about 1992 is when we were moved over to that system there and went off the dam and onto the sewer system. And just as an extra precaution, we have a UV water conditioner that will actually clean or purify the water to make sure there's nothing. And every month we do a turbidity test. So we take the water down, have it tested for particles, and it comes out as the cleanest anywhere. All right, so looking at these trophies here. We have a race every single year, and the race course is set up and maintained by the ski cruisers, and we'll actually have a starting gate with electrical timers. But we have a juniors trophy, juniors girls, junior boys, veteran men's, veteran women's, and now we're going into the downhillers, which is 60 and above. And we also have things like a spittoon trophy. And the spittoon trophy is the fastest time of day for a man, fastest time of day for a single run for a woman. And then we also have retirement trophies. And so there's a trophy you win by retiring a trophy, which means you won it 3 years in a row. Once you've won that 3 years in a row, that's your perpetual trophy. And so we have the perpetual men, perpetual women's. We have lots of different first place, second, third trophies. We typically hand out medals now, which we have embossed over there. So we have a bronze, silver, gold. And then also in here is a president's race. And the president's race indicated by this little outhouse, this white house. And the president's race is a fun race we divide the whole cabin into 2 teams. So you're either on the president's team or the vice president's team. And then we'll have a fun race. And it could be an obstacle course. We've had rainy days where we came inside and we played a Pictionary, or we'll have somebody do charades, but typically they're relay type races, lots of fun using the whole mountain, and everybody kind of looks forward to that. We also have a prestigious trophy called the C.J. Ritchie Award. The C.J. Ritchie Memorial Trophy is given to a member of the cabin for the year who's done above and beyond outstanding, membership. And it could be involving people into having fun, maybe helping out a lot in the cabin, going a little above and beyond, making this a fun place to be. The C.J. Ritchie Award, you can only win one time as a member. So we try to spread the wealth around a bit, and there's always somebody who's always stepping up and going a little extra above who needs that, who should have that recognition. So that's kind of an honor. You'll see the Chester Thorpe Memorial Trophy and also the Virginia Thorpe Memorial Trophy. They've been pioneers in racing. Ginny Thorpe was the first women's downhill racer, 1927, won an award for her downhill racing in women's, and they've been inspiration in this area for a long time. Ended up having a ski school up here, the Chief Kitsap Ski School. So, and that lasted up until just a couple of years ago. Well, this room here is the drinking room. And it's where everybody comes and boots up or changes just before they go outside. We have boot storage behind the wall. They grab their boots, come in, put them on, grab their helmet, and head out the door. We've come a long ways from no one wearing a hat to wearing a ski hat to wearing a helmet.